Hi friends, I wanted to discuss something about coronavirus which is being talked all over internet these days. In fact, in my home also that's the topic of discussion. Um, I called my mom in India today and she was also very worried and she asked me so many questions and so many rumors were there. Uh, it was very difficult to explain her what actually is the fact. Um, so I thought maybe I'll make a video and she can watch this video and others can watch this video and maybe it will help to clarify certain things. Why is this a big deal and what things are rumors and which are not the big things to focus on. So I have listed some facts here. So let's go to the few facts here which are real, and I'm not going to go into what are the rumors, but I'm going to try to capture through this video why is this coronavirus so dangerous. So let's go through this thing. Right now, the first fact is that not everybody will show the same symptoms. So if you get infected, you will not show the same symptoms. Some people who are infected will have cough. Some people will have dry throat, will have dry cough, will have some people have fever, some people have problem in breathing. So the symptoms varies, and not everybody will show the same symptoms. So just because you have just a cold doesn't mean you don't have the coronavirus, or if you have something else doesn't mean you do have coronavirus. So keep in mind that symptoms vary. The second fact is that in fact some of the people who are infected shows no symptoms. This is for especially for young people, for kids. They show no symptoms. That means they will won't even know that they had coronavirus. So it's very they still it will still they are still contagious, but they will not show any symptoms. That is the second fact. Third fact is that this infection is highly contagious. That means if a person, whether they show symptoms, they don't show symptoms, they are still contagious. That means they can spread they can spread it from them to other people whom they come in contact with, or somehow they are, if they are sneezing or they do something they go in public, they can spread this thing to other people. And the last fact is the death rate. So right now we have no, I can go only with the numbers. It seems like the death rate for this coronavirus varies by age, by country, and other factors which we don't even know. The things which we know is that when a kid gets infected, they might not even show some symptoms, and even if they show some symptoms, mostly it's very minor symptoms, and there is almost close to 0% death in kids who get infected by coronavirus. So kids are actually the safest in this thing. The death rate among the age among the aged people can go up to 10%. That means every 1% out of the 10 people who is older than 65 years old and have other pre-existing conditions, the death rate is 10%. That's alarming. The other factor where the death rate varies is also by country. This is not because they have better genes. It's found that if countries who have very good healthcare system and who can handle a lot of patients where the infection is spreading, the death rate is less. For example, in United States, the death rate right now is only 1.5% because the system is able to handle what they're getting today. But this death rate will, for some countries where the healthcare system is poor, can be up to 5%. So it's basically, you can say it's between 1.5 to 5%. I'm gonna quickly tell you why I'm going through these numbers, because that's where my next slide will come, and it will explain why this virus, these are the facts, but why is this virus so dangerous. I'm gonna cover that in 1 second. So now what I have is this is assuming that on day 0, one person was infected by the virus in a country. I'm going to take an example of India right now. So in a country, if one person was infected, on day 0, it was only one person. And on day one, that one person will spread the virus. And in this model, what I have assumed is that one person spreads the virus in one day, that means 24 hours, to only one other person. That means one person spreads to one person. Two people will spread to two people. This is a very conservative model, although you would imagine that if you have an infection, how many people you meet in a day, and let's say even 10% of those people get infected, you're going to be infected. One person will be infecting many more than one person. But in this model, just to keep it conservative, on the lower end, I'm going to just assume that one person infects in 24 hours only one other person. So on day one, two people will be infected. Day 2, 4, and so on. On day 6, we will have 64 people infected. And what I have on the last column is death. And in this, I have assumed that this country has the best healthcare system, and they would be able to handle all the patients properly, and the death rate will be on the lower end, which is only 1.5%. So until day 5, you'll have 0 death. On day 6, you have 64 people infected, and you're going to have only 1 death. And if you go to day 10, you will have only 1,028 people infected, and there'll be 15 people dead. If you see right now, India is at day 8, which is 256 around people have been infected, and probably 3 people have died. That's India. But and that's where we stand right now. Now, on a country of 100 billion people, 3 people dying and 256 people getting infected is nothing. It's not even countable. So that's why people are right now, when people are saying that what's a big deal, there are only 256 people and everybody is so much scared. It's just hyped and everything. I want to tell them that please keep watching this video, because you will see why the governments are so much scared, because they know something which you do not know. And hopefully this model will change your mind. So keep watching this thing. I'm gonna bring up the next slide, and you will see what happens by the time you reach day 20. And if you don't do anything, which if people don't listen to the government, what's gonna happen on day 30. So keep watching. Now we are on day 11. So in the previous slide, you saw that on day 10, you have 1,226 people infected. On day 11, you're going to have 2,000. Day 12, you're going to have 4,000, 8,000, 16,000, 32,000, 65,000. By the time you reach day 20, you're going to have almost 1 million people. In India, we say 10,50,000 people infected. And you can see on the right side, there is a death rate at 1.5%. You're going to have 15,000 people dead by that time. And if you see right now, USA is at day 14, where around 18,000 people are infected and approximately 250 people have died. So India was on day 8, USA is on day 14. If you see, there are almost 300 million people in USA. So having 18,000 people or 16,000 people infected and 250 died, not a big deal today. But as you see, by the day 20, you're going to have 15,000 people dead. And in the next slide, you will see what happens if this infection is not under control. As you saw in the previous slide, 1 million people were infected on day 20. And on this one, you'll see as you go to day 21, 22, you're talking about 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1 billion. By the time you reach 30, day 30, you will have 1 billion people infected and 16 million people dead. And if you see, the entire population of America is around 300 million. So by day 28, the entire population of America will be infected if this is not under control. And by day 30, countries like India has 1 billion people, they will be all infected. And you're talking about real number of people dead. So this is serious, guys. So try to understand what the governments are trying to do and asking you to stay home. They don't want you to spread, and they want to break this one person infecting one person. They want to break this cycle, and it is serious. Don't think that you are on day 8, that's why you are seeing low numbers. But within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the entire population of a country may be infected. So that's what the fear is. You don't want to go on this day 20 and higher up in a country. You're gonna have ton of people dead, and I guarantee you, if there might be a high chance that one of your family member might be in this death rate, or you might have some friends, some neighbors who is dead because of this. It is serious. Please, please, please listen to the government. The best thing you can do is stay home and stop this spread. You might not know you're infected. You might not show symptoms, but you might still be infected. Stay in your home. Don't spread it out. And if you're not infected, still stay home and have good time with your family, so that you don't get infection from other people. And it is called that this virus stays in the body for 2 weeks max. So in 2 weeks this will be gone and everybody will be fine. Please listen and don't take it easily that it's not a big deal, because not many people have died, or you think that you will be fine. Please stay home. Thank you.